Hello and welcome to, what day is it? I'm losing track of days here. I've moved the computers around a bit. I'm feeling a bit funny. Anyway, Thomas Hooton. Man, what a beautiful sound. And the thing that struck me when I saw that, he was just promoting, sadly I didn't see it before, he was promoting a audition sort of workshop. I would have loved to have been able to post it and share it with you. It's the prime example. Watch it, find it on Facebook. It's everything that we're talking about done to the best level in the world. Body's Concert Hall, resonating, no effort, singing, beautiful shape change, no pressure on the chops, no forcing of the air, just all of the good stuff, you know. And if I don't refresh this, yes, I better refresh that. It's just, there are beautiful videos all over the place of people demonstrating what we're on about here. And I did see Trumpet last week, so I thought, hey, why not do it again? And if you sit there and compare my sound on C Trumpet to Thomas Hooton's, that's not fair. But how do you learn? You listen. And as Bob Reeves said to me, get your students to hear the acoustic sounds of the trumpet. The acoustic sounds of the trumpet, not MP3s or CDs or anything like that. Get out and hear them. I would love to sit in the room with some of these amazing C trumpet players and listen to the sound, listen to the articulation. It's different to what I do, yet the techniques involved are identical. Doesn't matter what instrument you're on. The techniques are the same. The little minute stylistic things are different, but the techniques are the same. Even wind instruments. What are the big problems? Forcing air and clamping in the chops. Vocals, forcing air and choking off. It's all the same thing. So we made some great progress yesterday. I've been really excited to practice tonight and get into it, although I'd be really interested to, I am interested to see how it goes with on the C trumpet. And anyway, we will soon find out. I want to go through a couple of things. Firstly, if you're not logged in to your Largo status, I've had a few emails and I'm trying to get the message out. You must be logged in. A couple of people, and myself included, thought that I'd been hacked because the progress chart here was different to yesterday. But as soon as you log in, it remembers and your practice progress chart will be the same. So make sure you log into the Largo status. And if you haven't done it, and you're trying to work your way through this, the harmonic slur challenge, you're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead because I talk about a lot of concepts. There's a lot of understanding that goes on in that first week of the Largo stage. So, yeah, have a look at it. Now, I've finally put up what I want to do. Makes it easier, because the screenshot's just not going to work, unfortunately. So here, I'll go through a couple of things. I want you to upload your video. Now, it doesn't matter that we're midway through week 2. Now, it doesn't matter if you haven't done one yet. Even if you do one next week is cool, or the week after. Upload your video. So to go into the draw to win a year's ultimate or premium subscription, click here. I hope this does what I want it to do. Oh, no. It didn't do what I wanted it to do because I didn't set it up properly. Anyway, it will open in a new page when I fix that. And so maybe right-click it and say open in a new link, in a new tab. I should have done that, but I didn't. Upload your video by dropping and dragging into the folder, or create your own Dropbox account and share the video link to me at info@mysterytomastery.com. And at the end of the 5 weeks, I go through and have a look at people's progress charts. So even, take a picture of that, or be good to see them. and upload them with your name. Make sure you put your name and the date and stuff on it. And then I can have a look at everything and see, right, who's developed the most. And at the moment, I think I'm winning. I'm killing it. So you're keeping up. Had a huge day yesterday. And, right, so next live session is right now. Important reading. See, that opened in a new tab. Go and check out this topic at the forum. It's really cool. It's really cool. Right, and then there's another one as well that I'd love. I mean, I wish everyone would read it. Where is it? Which one? Oh no, it's not up there in the only a dummy. No, it's not there. Anyway, doesn't matter. But it's good stuff. Then I would love everyone to watch this fella right here. Just click onto it.
And welcome. This is 2 videos in one.
It's funny that it's blurry. It amuses me that it's blurry, but anyway, there's a message. It's kind of funny. But anyway, it's like a podcast. We listen with our ears, so don't worry about the fact that I'm blurry and the picture of Paris is beautiful. Things that happen. So print out your practice progress chart, fill that out. So the link here, there we go. Print that out, and even though we're using the digital charts, which is great, at the end of the week, we're going to sit down and have a look at our chart, go tick, 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 fold it up, put it in an envelope and hide it. Then we'll open them all at the end of the challenge. You'll surprise yourself, I guarantee. Then, have you read through this stuff? Your daily checklist. Have you woken up and gone, right, need to fill some more boxes in? 1% rule. Can I make more sound with less work? Be like Thomas Hooton. 0 work, massive sound. Not 0. But anyway. Benefits of practice progress charts. Eliminating overexertion, negative tension. Structured, optimal practice routine. Constant efficiency and range development. When you understand what the corners are doing, when you understand how to keep the middle of the lips loose, when you understand that you can use passive air, and when you start to engage the body, does it have a negative impact on your playing, or does everything stay resonant? They're really, really super important. If you're just starting out now, go back to week 1. Don't jump ahead. Go back to week 1, and because in the videos are half harmonic slurs and half lessons, all the concepts, everything, it's all here. But we're on to week 2, E to A, and my chart. So yesterday, crazy, 2 exercises went for 65 seconds. It's just that moment where all of a sudden I can feel that I'm getting a little bit more control of the breath, and broke the 8-beat barrier at 208. First time in my life, ever. And there are a few moments throughout the day you can just feel we're minimizing movement. There has to be movement, but we want minimal movement. And there was one moment you'll see around the 152 mark or something where I just had this experience that I've had it before, but it's more profound because I'm focusing on it now. Tweaking the aperture corners. Tweak, 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 tweak. There's a little movement of the jaw. It's tiny. We want to minimize all the movement, but you can just feel that tiny little click that sends the note. Now, don't bag my C trumpet playing. So I'm really interested to see what happens today. Let's go through the routine. You might be here for the first time. You might be here for the 20th time. I developed a lot of this stuff over 2 years or more, way back in 2001, 2002. Put book 1 out in 2004, and a lot of things have developed since then. Heaps of things. So, for example, finger, eyes closed, soft, small breath. Now, yes, I used to use the breathing tubes, but I like this better. Quicker, easier. Different size fingers for different people. Jaw down, opening up the throat. I saw some amazing MRI videos of everything that I'm talking about from a trombone website. I'm going to get permission to use it. Well, I hope I am. I'm going to ask them. It's all free on YouTube, but I'll contact them and say I'd love to show them to you. Amazing. MRI. Whoops, daisy. Let's turn that off. I don't want any noise that shouldn't be coming through. Hey, Francis. Open, and the MRI of what the tongue's doing, what the chops are doing, it's all there. It's just to see everything that we're talking about in action. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's go again. Eyes closed, soft, slow breath in. So for you that have been watching all the way through, you will remember that some days I struggled to get 40 seconds, and then other days doing some breathing exercises really started to expand it. So I'm going to do a couple again today just to expand. And also what I did yesterday was play just a long tone to see if I could get 60 or 65 seconds, because I can normally do that. But then I figure I haven't done it for a long time, and maybe the reason that I wasn't getting them, the harmonic slurs, to 65 was because I can't play a long note without harmonic slurs for 65. But it turns out that I could get 65, and then when I least expect it, two of them over the 60-minute mark. But look at that. The rest of them couldn't get to 50. Didn't get to 50. Didn't get to 55. Didn't get to 55. Didn't get to 55. Didn't get to 60. But two of them I got to 60 and 65. So maybe they were just the rogue breaths that happened, which is fine. And that is the first time I've almost hit the 5,000 mark. So a week and a half in, daily practice, daily focused practice, gradual development. So I'm hitting the 5,000 line for the first time. However, if I just check, yeah, it can go up above that. So I'm not there yet, not where I was, but that's okay. If you've got friends that are playing, please tell them to come and join in or start. It's just really important. Most people don't practice like this. Most people don't do it, and they're missing out. I'm going to start at 144. And if you're new, I'm using my analog metronome, because then I can stay in time with it and there's no delay through the system. So on these faster, we're working on finding, and that's what I didn't put on the page, the 1 beat time limit. That's what I'm calling it, the 1 beat time limit. Where can you do 1 beat at your fastest tempo, but you can't get 2 beats and you can't get a faster tempo? The 1 beat time limit. Speed limit. 1 beat speed limit, excuse me. 1 beat speed limit. Then time limit is obviously self-explanatory. How long can you go for? So sometimes we're working, you can see on the graph here that all of these are they're not an issue with breath. Because have a look at that. I can constantly get everything up to 50. But what about here? What happens? The faster it gets, the less time you can go for. Consider that. So we're working on speed and we're working on duration. So when I'm working on speed, I'm going to still break it down 1 beat, 2 beats, 4 beats, so on and so forth. Just because I like doing that. You don't have to. You can easily add the harmonic slur challenge into your practice for 5 minutes a day. That's all you need to do. You've done Largo stage, you're doing some whatever you do. I better do some harmonic slurs. I'll check in. I'll come and do the challenge. Right, where am I up to? Okay, cool. I've got plenty of options. So I might do 1 speed and 1 duration. It's up to you. But doing the whole chart each day, as I've told you, you come and do this and don't get benefits after 5 weeks. Good luck. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Here we go. So I'm going to do 144, and I'm going to do each beat. Do it with me. Feel free. So that's 8 beats up to 5 seconds. Up to 10 seconds. And then, so 144. All right, so I've gone a fair way through here. I'm already feeling I've played quite a bit today, and the bigger mouthpiece. It's interesting. Could be a complete disaster today. Awesome. So that's 15. So that was 20, but it was pretty rough because I'm really feeling the difference in the cup versus. Yeah, it's a different ball game. But I do it on trombone as well. I really like the difference in feeling. So let's see for 25. I'm probably kidding myself, but we'll see what happens. It doesn't sound very good, I know that, but I got to 30, so we're doing breath control and the speed is still there. All right, so I'm happy to tick that. Clearly at the start, but by the end, there is so little air pressure, and this is the point. There is so little air pressure. You would never really gig with such little air pressure. You'd always have something behind it to give it the body. Excuse me. But we want to expand how far we can do with complete passive. And at the end of the breath, are we closing up or are we staying open? So this is the whole point. I feel like I'm getting through the air faster on the C trumpet than my B flat, which is just really interesting. All right, so I'm going to go back to 138. Now, I think a couple of messages came through. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing messages. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong there. Anyway, I apologize. Yeah, I'll sort it out. No, it's bugging me. Bugging me. Let me just have a quick look here. So I don't want to watch that because it's the streamer's way behind and it's very disconcerting. Okay. Here we go. Here's the messages. Cool. Oh, hang on. What did I do? Sorry, folks. Once I figure this out, then it's done. I'm sorted. Sorry for the beginner's question, but to be quite sure, when we tick the boxes of quarter notes per beat, must count, for example, 8 notes or 8 pulsations, 16 notes? It depends whether you're doing quarter notes. So that at what tempo? Da-dee-da-dee-dum. It doesn't have to. I've just put quarter note, eighth notes on the page here. Right, they're eighth notes. But if you're doing quarter notes, that's totally fine as well. So quarter notes is one note per click. Let me demonstrate. So there, if you're doing quarter notes, that's fine. If you're doing eighth notes, so the 1 note speed limit might be for someone, well, for a lot of people. They can do that for 1 beat, but they can't do it for 2, and they can't do it at a faster tempo. So that's everything that we're looking for. And yeah, I hope that answers the question. And there was another comment there as well, very quickly. I got excited to ask my school questions at once, but unrelated to what you're saying, can I really look at something else while this works? You can ask whatever you like. I feel that when I attack with the tongue, it disorganizes a little from the beginning. My slurring exercises. Francis, just so you know, there will be people watching that might be having exactly the same issue. So everything's cool. This is what we're here for. So my slurring is better resolved when I start without tonguing, and further when I let the tip of the tongue definitely tip of the tongue behind the bottom teeth when you're slurring, definitely. And then if you're KMT, K-modified tonguing, the tip of the tongue stays behind the bottom teeth. But the whole essence of it, if it's upsetting your setting, there's probably too much force of the air. And I suspect there might be a grab in the body and a push of the air. But if you're set perfectly, so I know where the mouthpiece sits. As soon as the tongue moves, it's going to set the air into vibration and the lips will respond. Make sure you've watched Poo, Lip, Coo, KMT and Tu, the 5 articulations. We need to find the setting that is not thrown out of place when you release the air. But, I mean, and actually starting from breath attack, I mean, you can, but it's not going to be as accurate to get that that little click up to get us really going on the fast tempos. So I hope that makes sense. Let me get rid of that. Okay, here we go. So 138. I'm interested in any questions, any people's thoughts, any way I can do it better. You know, it's first time round, and when we do the articulation single, double and triple tonguing challenge, that's going to be really cool, and we use the same process. Tonguing charts. What can you do? What can you kind of do? What can't you do? See, right at the end, I hit the 30, and I couldn't do that yesterday. I can feel more control in the corners today than yesterday. What more can I say? All right, now, halfway through, if you've just sort of logged on, you go, what the heck is that? Sounds like a dying duck. That's all right. I'm working on the harmonic slurs, the air support. I did that easily. And notice at the end, I held the note out and gave it some tone. But I'm not concerned about that. Of course, I want it to sound good. But the essence of this is we do lots of other practice that's working on tone, the humming, the singing, all the things that we do, which I was going to do at the start and got as far as that. But I can instantly feel it doesn't matter. And I'm going to put myself way out on a limb here. All right? Way out on a limb. You might be doing... It's the same without getting the body involved, and everyone pushes, and there's and we don't have to. And I don't even need to explain. I would never ever play the Hummel, Haydn, any of the trumpet concertos. I mean, I love. But I'm not that. I'll play it at home for a bit of fun, but I'm not going to do it in public. And if I had to, I would go and sit in a lesson for months, and I would listen for months and in the room and learn the articulation. That's not what that's not the route that I chose to take as a trumpet player. But, you should be able to do it. Even the technique behind that. And that's why we're working on here, Francis. You wouldn't breath attack that. You've got that instant kind of... And I'm tonguing it too hard because I'm a bloomin' commercial lead player. I know. But then what I'm recognising, those corners, not... and I'm just going to really put myself out on a limit. I heard the spinning wheel yesterday. Something like that. If you can find that bit, no grip in the middle, keeping the body's concert hall open, knowing that there's less air required to go through the horn as you get higher, hence the concept of humming and singing. By the end of that double G at the end of the spinning wheel solo, yeah, I was engaging a bit, but because it's not hitting resistance of the lip, the body doesn't close down. It's the essence of everything. So doing these exercises with passive reduction, body's concert hall resonance, and learning to speed up here, refine here, without engaging the body. And because the body engagement's going to have a negative impact on the pressure. And we don't need that. We don't want that. And as I said, I can feel from even just a week and a half of doing this, benefits on my horns. You know, it's just fact. It's just fact. So, and I don't mind putting myself out there and sounding like a blooming muppet trying to play orchestral music or see trumpets or piccolos. It doesn't bother me. I like it. I like doing it for trombone. I like doing it for a challenge and replicating, because I used the trombone when I was changing my setup and changing my psychology years ago. Of course, the instrument stimulates old habits. So picking up the trumpet would make me do things that I've been doing for 15 years. And again, if you're new here, I'm doing this thing, my own challenge, until I busted my leg. I'm still waiting for knee surgery. Playing golf left-handed, blank canvas, strangeness. And a story that I haven't told, but I was on the 18th hole after about 2 months of playing left-handed, and I hit 7 balls, one after the other, into a river. 7 in a row. And it did not register on the emotional frustration level at all. Consider that. It's an observation of process and a recognition of reality. And then if process is right, ball will go. If conscious control comes in, you just spam it, you know. So we've got to work on process and then forget about it. And the learning of the new process is where people struggle. But it's really easy, logical, obvious. If I was to break it down again, you might be new here. I want the lips to interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords. And if you've seen it 1,000 times, it's probably helpful to see it 1,001 times. Same process. Then we've got pure process. If I hum, playing feels like humming. The lips play the role of the vocal cords. The body stays resonant. And it doesn't matter if we're playing or we're playing the processes. Notice each time I stop playing, there's no kind of always. Even, you know, on C trumpet, when I'm running out of air towards the end of what we're doing next, 152, no matter what, we don't go into when the abdominals are really emptying the lungs out. There's no closure in the throat. It's really important. So the system actually is really simple, but it's a recognition of where we're breaking down. Hence the magnifying glass, eyes closed, looking inside the system and going, where do things break down? Where do I start and clench, tight, pinch, choke? And when you recognize that, you can get past it. And that's what this is. And that's why it's important that you've done the Largo stage, because you need to be aware of the sensation, the feeling of freedom from the voice and understand the system that you can feel like it when you play. And this is where I get all the issues, is because people don't make the connection between what I'm after with a passive, not squeezed, no squeeze of the balloon, passive, you can make a lot of noise without engaging. And then we can use that energy on the instrument. And just watch Thomas Hooton, watch Bud Herseth playing the opening of Mahler 5 with Chicago. I love that bit of footage. You know, I said to Dave Elton, he was principal trumpet player of Perth at the time, and I was giving him a lesson, would you believe? It seems nuts, but we had a ball. And at the end of it, he's now associate principal, or is it associate or equal? I don't know how orchestras work. Equal principal, number 2, one number. There's 2 principal trumpet players in London Symphony. Dave's now one of them. He went through Sydney Symphony and over there. And I said to him, man, if I had to ever play the opening of Mahler 5, I would absolutely crap myself, right? There's no way. And he goes, if I ever had to play the... I've never played it off by heart. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I should know this stuff off by heart. But he goes, if I had to play the solo to win the mood, he'd crap himself, right? That's the same. It's just different. We choose different paths, but it's all the same thing. All right, I'll stop raving. 52. Maybe I've just been putting it off because I'm terrified. 52 on C trumpet. Let's see what happens. Any questions? Feel free to ask. Just don't abuse me for my terrible playing. I'll come back to that in a minute. Oops. So that was 10, I think. That was 20, 152, done 25, so I'll try and get 30. It was there, but it was it was pretty rough. 152, 30 seconds. So I can tick that. It's all pretty much just you could pick. There was that moment of real when I had to start and support the air more because the lungs are running out of air. When you have to lean on it a little bit, that's when you put extra pressure on the chops and it starts to get a little bit insecure. It's really interesting to recognise. So 132, now we're getting into some serious business. I've got to get to 45. I'll do this one then answer that question. So, actually, I was meaning to think, I haven't put enough emphasis on this. If you say, put your fingers here and tap, you go, wah, 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 or not even tap when we're doing this. Wah, 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 and then don't use the voice. I'll get rid of that. So that is wah 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 without the voice. Wah 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 wah. Wow, wow, low, high, low, low, high, wow, wow, wow. If you think while you're doing it, wah, 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 but not the voice. So each of those notes, have a listen to the low note. Wah, 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 because the wah is down a little bit and the woo, wow, is the movement of the lip corners. And obviously this is overdoing it, wah, 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 but it's in essence what's going on. And at no time are you pinching the middle of the lips down. Wah, 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 wah. So I keep looking up there because that's where my screen is. I know the camera's here. Anyway. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Just try it. Just try it. And remember, we're working on getting less movement, less movement, less movement, less movement, but a recognition of that movement will allow you to reduce the movement. So now after all of that, I think I'm after 145. 45. So 132, 45 seconds. Full breath, then empty. Push. Full breath. Then a full breath. So that was only 35, so I didn't get there. All right, so let's move on. We don't have to nail it each time. Just coming back, we don't need to tick a box on every single attempt. And some of you might have already been done by now. Just do a couple of speed limit, couple of time limit, out of here. Totally fine. But for the sake of this purpose of this exercise and demonstrating it to you, I'm going to do them all. 160. And again, because this is a speed limit one, I'm going to do work down. I'll show you each note. Now let's have a look here. You say you have to use jaw to mess up quickly. Yep, do it. It is also the case for me by synchronizing it with a slight movement of the corner lips. It is the corner lips more so than the jaw. However, I fear that later when I enter high notes, my jaw eventually closes. Absolutely. So this is a problem. And that's why we want to keep the jaw down and we work on the ow, ow, ow. And as you work through the ultimate level, I talk more about tongue position, not so much in the lower levels. I don't want to get too complicated. We don't need to know about it there. But because we use sound as the driver, and if the sound is right, the tongue will be in the right place. But in order to expand our register up higher, an understanding of the role of the tongue is important. But we want to do that way and the tongue position as we're getting higher. We don't want the teeth to come together, hence the poo lip coo KMT and 2, getting the tip of the tongue between the teeth I used to have issues with my jaw closing up, but what we do here, we're reducing movement from the awareness, as I was saying before, and we want that feeling. Grab your little finger, put it between your teeth, and grip inwards. Closed eyes. Get to learn that feeling of the gripping inwards, but the finger's there, so you can't close the jaw. And that way, if I go into up there, my jaw is set, right? I can still use the the aperture corners, but the jaw's staying low and set. And of course, I'm getting louder as I go up, so the body's engaging. I'm just checking something because shakes up there, a lot of people have a lot of trouble with. And even after doing this for a week, I can feel my shakes becoming better in the upper register, even though that didn't demonstrate that. I know what I was looking for. So that's set volume, drop tongue, and you can hear by the sound. There's no resistance in the oscillator because we've worked in that way and the jaw's still down. Okay? So you will find it. And these harmonic slurs, don't worry about it now. We're doing, the interval here is a fourth. It's a big interval. You know, the C to G, which we haven't done here, it's in the Largo stage. It's a fifth. It's a big interval. The jaw needs to move. If I was playing trombone, well, I'll grab it. Oh, why hypothesize? I need to go. Oh, I won't do that. I can't really. No. To get down to those pedal tones, you've got to get the jaw down because you're opening up the resonance in the mouth. I've got MRI footage as of today, and I will share it with you. I just want to speak to the people that put it out, some German guys, MRIs playing trombones, freaking awesome. There has to be movement, but we limit it as we go higher, and when we start getting higher, that's when we engage the aperture corners without it closing all the way up. So you will become familiar with it. Sam, hey Greg, hope you're good. Sometimes when I remove the lead pipe, I get buzz on the mouthpiece rather than air. Does this mean that I'm pinching or over? It depends what range it is, Sam. And again, I don't want to get too hung up on this. If it sounds good and it's free, how does it feel? How does it sound? Because eventually you're going to get a buzz on the lead pipe. Don't worry about it. As long as the sensation is free in the lower register, definitely not. But as you start ascending, that's when you're going to start at some stage. It'll be different for everyone. I'll do some experimenting with it and find out exactly where I start to get an oscillation on the lead pipe to answer that. So leave it with me. Noted. Rightio. So I've got no idea where I was up to. And I don't want to spend a whole load of time. I've already been going for ages, and I'll be driving you guys crazy. So I'll go down. I'll go to 176, and then I'm going to go to a couple of the longer ones. So I'll see 176. never play that. I will never. Thought of it gives me a heart attack. No way. Right, 176, 15 seconds. I didn't even look at the clock. So that was 8. I'll go to 5 seconds. So I'm literally thinking, and it's more, it's tiny. So it was okay. I just had a thought. So I need 15 here. No, so I can't do it. It starts to break down after the 10 seconds. So that's what we're looking for. It's just interesting to see it, you know. Francis, I was going to say something. Work on the release with a tissue. Get the tongue behind, get the air behind the tongue, whether it be KMT or regular or even or poo, lip, whatever, coo, any of them. Feel the weight of the air behind whatever's holding the air back, not the throat, obviously, but the poo or the lip or the coo or the K or the T or the 2 or the KDM. Do them all. Get the feeling of the release and make sure the body is not engaged. And you have to do eyes closed practice to make sure that the body's not engaging. And if the chops are set for the note that you want to play and you drop the tongue away and the air flows, soon as you let the air release. Soon as you release, remember you're releasing air into a pipe. You're not blowing through it. You're energizing the air in the pipe. And as soon as you energize the air, the reflection begins and the lips start to respond. All right. If we're still in that mindset of blow, it's overexerted. It's inefficient and it's going to clamp things up. You're going to get back pressure. And if you're doing it in the low register, by the time you get to the middle register, it's this. And by the time you get to the high register, it's this. And again, because I never know who's here and who's new. And I hope they watch every single freaking video from the week 1, because it's all there. It's all there. I'm not taking a breath in. I did the mouth compression thing with water and bucket. It's just the air in the mouth. So when you know the shape, we go to start these, it literally feels like this. Although I shouldn't use the tongue. It's a bad example because it's not so much tongue as that. So I'll train myself out of that habit. You're releasing air and energizing the air in the pipe. Rebound. Remember I was talking about the timpani. You don't hit a timpani like a snare drum. You bounce the stick. You energize the air in the timpani and it rebounds. Do. Go through the course. Air's behind the lips. Open the lips. Let the sound back into the mouth. It makes perfect sense. You let the sound back into the mouth, because the sound that you hear out of the bell is the combination of trumpet and body. So we need to add trumpet to body. How do we do that? We energize the air and add it to the body. So we let the sound back in. There is no blow. I know it's a random concept. I don't care. Just try it. What are the two biggest problems? Pitching the lips and overblowing. So if you have in your mind, we don't want to overblow, well, let's not blow at all. Let's take a breath, get the air to the lips, and let the sound back in. Let the sound of the trumpet in. Don't blow. People think I'm a crackpot until they discover it. It makes perfect physics sense and logical sense. I know it's different, but I don't care. I don't care. There's too many people out there blowing way too hard and making the system difficult. I'm just going to keep talking about it. Talk about it. Right. I'm going to go all the way down to here. What's that? 116. See if I can knock off one of these two. And I'm going to call it quits there. I'm actually really tired. I've had a long day. I was teaching at 7:30 again this morning, and it's now, 8 o'clock here, so I've been going flat out. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, so it's about the hour. Any questions? Any questions? Any thoughts, criticisms? Spell checker. Did I spell something wrong? Don't worry about spelling mistakes. Not to mess up, sorry, but to slur quickly. Yeah, I understood what you meant, my friend. No worries. Here we go. So I'm trying to get at 116. So for this, if I was practicing at home and wasn't streaming and stuff, I'd probably do a couple of breathing exercises now. I just do them intermittently through the practice routine and check the concert hall. So today is just the 45 day. Haven't even got close to him. Yeah, 65 seconds yesterday. And you could go bigger cut, different horn. Could be one of the many things. And it doesn't matter. Come back and try again tomorrow. I'm going to try one more time. It's important because it's an awareness of the body. And if you do this stuff, you understand how the system works. When are you going to need to play for a minute in one breath? Never, but the ability to be able to do it is handy. Pushing our boundaries. So got to about the 55 mark, not quite. I won't tick it. I'm hard on myself. I actually thought I was going to get to the minute there, and all of a sudden, right at the end, it ran out. I cannot express how little air is being used. You would have noticed I started off soft. Got to conserve energy. Got to conserve the air. And obviously, this is a tone higher than the B-flat trumpet, and the movement is different. It's just a smaller movement than here. It's remarkably different. It's remarkably different. And that's why we're just going up step by step by step. And so what we're working on is bringing the notes together. We want to feel. I just want to bring them together. And that's still that top range. You know, I'm not the dude that can sit there and just go, doot, 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 double C, double C, double C. No, I know why I can't, and I know that I'm working towards it. The problem is I wish I knew this when I was 15, when I wanted to practice to try and get as good as I could. Now I'm just doing it for fun. You know, I don't need to do that stuff. I'm not gigging. No desire to. I've got a desire to do this. I've got a couple of jobs coming up, and I'll get back into it. But for now, it's just a real joy of sharing this stuff because it's different to what you're going to hear around the places. Please share it with people. Please get them to come and check it out. I get the experience of talking to people that generally you don't. And generally, thankfully, the conversation's opening up now. For years gone by, people having issues will not be, how do I fix this? Just play the thing, just blow the thing. Asking professionals or mentors or whatever, they couldn't answer the questions. And there are people killing themselves all around the place. And I'm just trying to simplify it, and I love seeing the reaction of people when they figure it out because I love learning it. And I was excited to practice today to come and do this tonight. That's a real, not that I haven't wanted to do it, obviously, but to actually be thinking, is it 7 o'clock yet? I can't wait to do it. It's really awesome. So on that note, unless there's any more questions or thoughts or criticisms or queries or theories or, you know, any stuff, I'm gonna finish it up. So all of these videos are going to YouTube. They're all on the page here. You'll see today that I added in day one. There's a lesson there too. If you're interested, I gave basically a trombone lesson to Greg here, and there's lots of cool stuff in that. There's day one, talking about whistling. Day two, day three, and today's day four. Eventually, unless my knee surgery gets in the way, I'm going to have 60 days of technical development. What I think is a really cool resource. But I can't finish yet. What am I doing? I've got to just do these two. Can't bloomin' leave without. What have I done with the metronome? Pushing the speed limit to the end. Crikey! What was I not thinking? Here we go. So I'll do 200. So I'm trying to get 5 seconds, and you know, might happen today, might not. So if you can do 8 beats, you should be able to do 16, right? That was really, 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 really close. It's really close. Crikey. No, I can't tick it. Can't tick it. Can't tick it. Want to tick it. Can't tick it. 208. If I can't do 5 seconds at 200, there's no reason why I can't do it at 208, right? I wonder by the end of 5 weeks whether I'm actually going to be able to do it or whether I won't be able to do it. Doesn't matter. Coming back and doing that is essential. And I almost didn't do it. It's essential that you push your speed limit. My speed limit is 208 at, I can't get 5 seconds. But just trying it is another path, another brick in the pathway to do it. We'll get there eventually. And it unlocks, it's not more work that's going to get me there. It's less work, more refinement. Playing all over the horn efficiently. Less work, more refinement. So to finish up, I wonder if I've still got that the Thomas Hooton video. It'd be a nice way to finish, to give you a decent sounding C trumpet after me hacking away on it. No. Hang around if you want to see it. I want to see it. So I just need to go through saved stuff. I hope there's nothing offensive on my page here that's going to upset people. Saved. Here we go. So I will bid you farewell and enjoy Mr. Hooton.
This story is true, but he himself told me.
Oh, what the heck is that?
Part of Chicago that we three